Dear brothers, good morning, fellas. Big Thursday. Get after it today. Got all sorts of irons in the fire today. We're working. We're up and at 'em. Took the dogs for an extremely long walk this morning, which was great. They're both exhausted, sleeping next to me as I talked to you guys this morning. But we got out, saw the sunrise, was magnificent. Truly just one of those, orange cream, strawberry skies, just enough clouds to give the sun something to reflect off of. Ocean was calm. Just a beautiful, beautiful, ethereal sunrise. Just beautiful. And so we're out there and kind of looking around, and everybody you see, for as far out as I could see down the beach, had their phones out taking pictures of the sunset, or the sunrise, excuse me. And it was beautiful. I don't blame them. And if I had my phone, I might have been doing the same thing. But as I'm looking down the beach, there's a old guy. Had to be in his 70s, maybe his 80s. And he's just sitting there looking out. No phone, no watch, no nothing. The guy was just, he had his t-shirt on and he was just sitting out there just looking at the sunrise. And I was kind of with the pups, with my wife, and I'm looking out, and it hit me very quickly that he was the only guy who was really, truly taking in that sunrise. He was taking in that moment. He was enjoying that moment. No phone, no, I need to record this so I can look at it later. Nah. Just watching, just enjoying. And, it's not uncommon that people go out and take pictures of sunrises and what have you, and that's what they post on the internet. And, people love being able to see things later on. That includes myself. But as I kind of sat there and looked at this guy, I felt nothing but a serene sense of peace. Like he was just in a moment where he could enjoy this beautiful one-time sunrise. Never going to be this way again. It's never going to look like this. It's never going to be on this day. It is what it is in that moment. And he was just taking it in. And it reminded me that we often get really caught up in trying to record something, or, we have to make a show of something. It's got to have a picture taken of it. All of you that have families at some point have been like, oh, get a picture of that, get a picture of that, get a picture of that. We got to see it. We got to see it. We got to see it. And I think that that's okay. I do the same thing with our dogs all the time. My wife does it with our dogs all the time. I am sure that when we have children, we will want to do that as well. However, I also think that we've probably gone too far on that pendulum. And we forget sometimes to just enjoy a moment for what it is. It's funny, I was listening to a video the other day, might have been a couple of days ago, and it's Russell Brand talking about a conversation that he was having with a guy from a newspaper or a media outlet, I believe in Atlanta. And they were just having a fantastic conversation. And Russell Brand says, I feel guilty and almost ashamed that in that moment, all I wanted to do was, hey, why don't we get cameras rolling? Like, this should be recorded. This should be whatever. And he was like, and so I had to push that down, because why do I feel like I need to make something out of a beautiful conversation? Why do I need to get clicks out of this beautiful conversation? Why can't this just be a wonderful talk with another human being? Not recorded, nothing crazy, nothing that I'm trying to get out of it, just a nice conversation. And this morning, as I was looking at this old man looking at that sunrise, that's exactly what I started to feel. Like, sometimes we do things, we take pictures of things, we record things because we want other people to look at that and go, oh, wow, that's so beautiful. What a beautiful sunrise. How cool is that? And we're not just recording it for the sake of this is beautiful, or we're not just appreciating it for the sake of something being incredible and magnificent and something that's divine. Even when you look out at a sunrise in the morning, all of you have had that feeling of awe that C.S. Lewis talks about quite a lot. That feeling of just being overwhelmed by how incredible, how beautiful something is. And so I'm out there this morning, and that's kind of how I felt, is that we oftentimes are looking to get other people's approval for the stuff that we're taking pictures of or posting or what have you, forgetting that sometimes you just need to appreciate it, to enjoy what's around you. There's an old practice that I used to do that I'm not going to remember who taught me this or from what book I gleaned it from. But I would go sit out on my porch or balcony or wherever I was, and I would simply write down everything that I could see and hear. The birds chirping, the color of the cardinal that I'm looking at, how deep the red is, what the leaves are doing, what the wind feels like, what the clouds are doing, what animals are crawling in and out of the trees, what the grass looks like, what I can smell, fresh spring cut grass and maybe a little bit of a sea breeze from a couple of miles away. Whatever it was, I would simply sit there and just take it all in. And as I look back at those journal entries that I've made, they were some of my absolute favorite because all I was doing was being in that moment. I was appreciating it for what it was. I wasn't looking to tell other people about it. It's just in my private journal. But it gave me an appreciation for how wonderful the world is around me. And in this world of technology and social media, it can be easy to get caught up in wanting other people to see what we're doing and approve of it. However, I think it's important that all of us take a step back this morning. And, we're going into the weekend here. We're going to have plans and go do stuff. You don't have to have a picture of everything. In fact, I would recommend, like my wife and I did a few weeks ago, put your phones away for the weekend. Just enjoy what's around you. Let me tell you, every time that we do that, we're like, I don't know why we don't do this all the time. We spend more time together in intimacy with good conversation. We appreciate what we're looking at. We take the time to see more around us. There are so many incredible things and beautiful views in the world that we miss because we're just too caught up in trying to record it or being on our phones, and it's just not worth it. I think that there is a lesson that we can learn from the old man that I saw this morning. And that's quite simply that we just need to take some time, clear the distractions, and it's okay just to appreciate and look and love something without having any other baggage attached to it. And I want you guys to think about that as you go through your days today, as you get through this weekend with your children, with your spouse, with everything that you're doing. Leave the phone at home. You don't have to take pictures of everything. You don't have to record everything. Your mind can just look at it and go, man, this was so cool. What a special moment that only me and my, even this morning, I'm thinking to myself, I didn't have my phone on me. My wife didn't have her phone on her. It was just her, me, and the two dogs, just appreciating the wondrous beauty of a sunrise in the morning. I mean, it's nobody else is going to see it. I'm the only people that know about this are you guys. But that's what makes it special and unique. And I think we need to have more of those experiences, the kind of experiences that you hear really some of the couples from, World War II, where they would write letters back and forth to one another, and then they'd come back and they would just have these private moments that they maybe recorded in their journals. Certainly no pictures or anything like that, but they were intimate to them and nobody knew about them until they'd passed away and, a child got a hold of whatever that journal was. But those moments are precious between them. And I think that we need more of those. I think we need to foster more of those with our family and with our kids. The world doesn't have to see everything that your family does. But because especially those moments are for you. Those are for your family. And so this weekend, I'll leave it at that. Just focus on creating or finding those moments. And when they happen, don't worry about the world seeing them. Worry about, am I actually fully in this space? Am I distracted right now? Because I don't want to be. And that's going to take practice. I think most of us have a very distracted life generally. But I would really urge you guys, think about that over the next few days. Think about that today. Don't allow yourself to be distracted by stuff. When you're driving, just look around you. Appreciate the trees or the water or whatever else is around you. And take all of that in. Look through it. Understand it. Enjoy it. It doesn't have to be something that we record and keep track of. That moment can be special to you. And that's really all that matters. I love you, boys. God bless. Be strong. Let's get after it. Have an incredible day, fellas. We'll see you.